Welcome to Yoga Today. I'm Chanda and I'm happy to have you here in beautiful Snow Canyon in St. George, Utah. I'm going to do a little wake up yoga this morning. So just get yourself comfortable in your chair. You can let your feet line up so they're about 6 inches apart, parallel to each other. I like to think about tail feathers. You can get those back behind you so you can sit up nice and tall in your chair. Let the shoulders roll back, maybe a time or two, maybe forward. And then just let your hands rest down on your legs in a way that's comfortable. Maybe palms are up, maybe they're stacked, one inside the other, or maybe just down. Let the shoulder heads pull back. And then you could gaze down your nose, your cheekbones, or you could just close your eyes. Taking a moment to just check in with yourself, to notice how you're feeling. Maybe it is first thing in the morning and you're doing this as a wake up yoga or some other time. But just taking this time to go inward. Noticing how your body is feeling physically, what you might be feeling. And drawing attention in towards your heart to notice how you're feeling emotionally today. Maybe even just noticing if there's judgment or stories that come along with that. And just giving yourself this opportunity to check in and notice what you're experiencing. And then checking in with your mind, noticing what thoughts are in your mind right now. And maybe taking a moment to just set an intention for your practice. Picking a word or a phrase that resonates with you. I am peace. I am safe. I am present. Letting that intention guide your practice today. And draw attention towards your breath. Noticing your inhale and your exhale. Feeling the breath coming in and going out. And take this next breath in. Allow your hands to float up off the legs. If they weren't on the legs, you can let them rest on the legs. And on the exhale, let your hands float down to your legs. Inhale, let the hands lift up. Exhale, let the hands come to the legs. Take a breath in, let the hands lift. And exhale the hands down. Inhaling the hands up. As you exhale this time, let your hands get close to your legs, but pause before they touch the legs. Inhale the hands up. Exhale the hands down close to the legs without touching as best you can. Inhale the hands up. Exhale the hands back close to the legs. And when you get as close as you feel like you can get without touching, just pause and let your eyes open up and you can just check in and notice how close you are. Maybe which hand's closer than the other. And then just let your hands rest on your legs. Drop your chin down to your chest. Keep the shoulder heads back and let the chin drop down. And take a moment just to let the weight of the head pull your neck forward. Feeling a nice stretch to the back. Take a breath in. As you exhale, rotate your head over to one side, letting the ear drop to the shoulder. let the shoulders relax down, getting a stretch through the neck. Take a breath in. As you exhale, rotate your head through the center over to the second side, letting the ear drop to the shoulder. The shoulders relax down. Take a breath in. As you exhale, rotate your head through the center, and if it feels good, draw a circle with your neck. If it doesn't, you can look right and left or up and down. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose as you circle around. Noticing how it feels for your neck. Pausing and circling the other direction. Noticing any sounds that maybe you hear. Just loosening up through the neck gently. Being mindful of what feels good to you, fast or slow, big or small circles. Pause and go the other direction again, going your first way. And if it feels good to you, you can let the shoulders get involved in that circling. Just be mindful of how that feels in your back. Just adding a little extra movement if it feels good. Pause and circle the other direction. Always taking care of yourself. Making any adjustments that you need to so that this feels good to you. I like to think of ow and wow. Wows are good in yoga, but no ows. So if you're feeling any pain, just make some adjustments, even just pausing. We'll take this moment to pause back in the center and check in with yourself. It's always an option to skip something and just notice it or even imagine the movement if that feels best to you. We'll take the shoulders and draw large circles with the shoulders, letting them roll back, feeling them pull down to the ground and forward and back. Noticing how the shoulders feel as you circle this morning. Pause and circle the other way. Maybe you're hearing some pops and creaks with that as well. You can just take note of that. Good, and then let's swim the arms back. And you can add the look over the shoulder if that feels good in the back. And you make this as quick, as big, as small, as slow as feels good in your shoulders. You can always even just rotate through the elbow if that's better for your shoulder. You can make that just as big or as small as feels good for you. And we'll circle the other direction, rounding in. If it feels good to tuck the chin, you can. It's great to rotate through these joints, bathing them with the synovial fluid, creating space in them so this fluid can be there. Lubricating through the joints so they move well. Good, and pause. Let's do the breaststroke. Arms out wide, a big squeeze of the shoulder blades as you open up through the chest. And again, just making that movement as big or as small as feels good for you. Good, and then up and over for the butterfly. Big scoop in and round in. Or again, it can be small. You make the adjustments that feel good for you this morning or whatever time of day you're doing this practice. Good, take your time finishing up this last one. And then just relax your arms down for a moment and check in. It's always nice to gaze downward or close your eyes to notice what sensations do you feel from that. Do you feel any tightness or warmness in the shoulders or through the neck? Maybe you start to notice the heart beating a little more. And you can let the eyes open up. And we'll circle through the ankles. And you could do one at a time if that's best for you, or both. Whatever feels good for you. Circling through the ankles, checking in. Maybe you're hearing pops and creaks down there. And circling the other way. And breaking up any of those calcium deposits, letting them be reabsorbed back into the body. We'll point and flex when you're ready. Making sure you've got both sides. You're doing one at a time. You work through one and then you can switch to the other. And open up the toes and scrunch them together. They get stuffed in shoes all day. It's always nice to open up. And then anything in between that helps you. Work any more of those pops and creaks out. Great. You can let the feet relax down. We'll scoot forward just a little bit on the chair. And taking your left arm back behind you, you can hold on to the side of your chair if that's better, or you can reach the arm back behind you and then use the arm to help you sit tall, even if you're holding onto the side, and then let your head tip over to the right side. And just take a moment to find, where do you feel the best stretch in your neck? Feel the shoulders pulling back. And when you find that, pause there. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, let the chin tuck down toward the shoulder. And then bring your head back. And then down to the shoulder. So you're just working on this diagonal very gently. It can be a very small movement, easing into any of that tension that you might feel through the neck. Just easing through that. And then pause with your chin tucked and lift and lower the chin. Easing in through the neck. And then pause and let your head come back to the center. You can relax the arm and just roll the shoulders a couple of times. And roll them the other way. And then take your right arm back behind you, sitting up nice and tall, and let your head tip over to the left side. Relaxing the head down. And again, you can hold on to the side of the chair if that's better for you. Just let the head relax over. And take a breath in. As you exhale, let the chin tuck toward the shoulder and bringing it right back. Just gently working on this diagonal, easing in through the neck. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then pause when your chin is tucked again, and we'll lift and lower. Noticing how it feels on this side for you. And pause, letting your head come right back to the center, and then just relax your arm down and maybe roll the shoulders a couple of times. Roll them the other way. So stay forward on the chairs, and you can walk your feet out just as wide as is comfortable for you, allowing the knees to stack on top of the ankles and let your knees go the same direction as your toes. Sit up nice and tall, and we'll stir the pot. So coming over to the right side first, nice long spine. Come into the center and squeeze your shoulder blades. Coming over to the left side, and then scoop everything in as you round back. We're going again. Coming over to the right, into the center, over to the left side, scoop it in and round back. Coming over again, into the center, and over to the other side. Scoop it in and round back. And then let's reverse that. So coming over to the left side first, into the center, over to the right side, scoop it in and round back. Just finding as much extension in the spine as you can. Feel the shoulders pull back in the center, over to the right side, and then everything scoops in as you go back. Once more on this round, this side. Good. Shoulder blade squeeze, lengthen through the spine. Over to the right, scoop it in and round back. We'll stay in the center for a couple of cat-cows. Let the whole spine press forward. Pull the shoulders back. You can lift the chin if that feels good. And then scoop everything in as you round back. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Lengthening right back up through the crown of the head. We'll just windshield wiper the legs from side to side, moving the thigh bones around in the socket a little bit, seeing if we can create some space for the synovial fluid to come into the hips as well. You just gently go side to side. Great, and you can pause right back in the center. We'll walk the feet back toward one another. We're blasting off from 3 today, so working these quad muscles a little bit, even though it's a wake-up class here. We're going to wake up the quads. So letting your feet be parallel to each other, flat on the ground. Make sure you're pressing through the feet and that the knees stay on top of the ankles. Often they'll fold in, so keep them pressed open on top of the ankles. You could bring your arms out in front of you, or you could cross your arms across your chest for more of a challenge. And then you also can stay down in your chair if it's not comfortable for you to stand up and down. But when you're ready, we're going to press all the way up, standing all the way up, and then sit down nice and slow. Good. And here's 2. Down nice and slow. 1. Excellent work. down slow. And this one's our blast off. Extending up through the arms, reach up nice and tall, and then let your arms float back down to the side. Take a moment to line up your feet again so that they're parallel to each other, pointing the same direction, and lift up your toes. See if you can find the four corners of your feet, the big toe mound, little pinky toe mound, and both sides of your heels. And then you can spread your toes out as you lay them back on the ground. Imagine you could pull apart whatever surface you're standing on. See if you can get the engagement of the legs, even up through the thighs. Let your pelvis be neutral. So you'll feel the tailbone lengthen down toward the ground just a little bit, and then it's like you're zipping up your pants there, pulling the belly button in a little bit. Let your arms come down beside you with the palms facing forward. Pull your shoulders back and just lengthening up through the crown of the head, nice and tall for mountain pose. Eyes can be opened or closed. You can even gaze them toward the ceiling. See if you can soften the shoulders down away from the ears. Yeah, beautiful job. Take a nice deep breath in. And a deep exhale. Sensing into the feet. Noticing where you feel the pressure in the feet. Take another deep breath in. And a deep exhale. And inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears as you extend up through the fingers, and you could lift the chin upward if that feels good for you. Take a nice deep breath in. A deep exhale. Inhale, lengthen upward, and then just gently swaying from side to side. Waking up through the side body, just moving in a way that you can control, as big or as small as feels good in your body. Good, and then just settle right back into the center as you lengthen upward. Take a breath in. Exhale, let your arms float down to the side. And you can roll the shoulders back and roll the shoulders forward. Beautiful. Let's come around to our chair. I'll turn sideways. You'll be back behind your chair for downward facing dog. Holding onto your chair, walk your feet back, keeping them at least 6 inches apart, and then just press your hips back. Keeping your knees, if you bend your knees a little bit more, you may find that you can find a little more length in your spine as you push the hips backward. And then if you start to straighten your legs, you'll feel more of a stretch down the back of your legs, down through the hamstrings. You can play around with what feels the best to you right now. Maybe even bending one of your knees if you'd like. Switching to the other side. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose as you move, just letting the whole backside of the body open up. Take another deep breath in and a deep exhale. And then you can walk your feet forward, staying close to your chair, keeping your feet about 6 inches apart and parallel to each other for up dog. Press down through the feet, lifting yourself upward. Pull the shoulders back. Eye gaze can go up toward the ceiling. You could even lift the chin if that feels good, but just pressing the spine forward, feeling a little bit of a back bend. Taking a breath in and an exhale. You can let the heels come back down. Well, stay back behind the chair. I'll stay sideways for a moment for goddess pose. Walk your feet out wide, letting your toes turn out. You're as wide as feels comfortable to you, and letting your toes turn out as wide as feels good to you. As you bend the knees, you want the knees to go the same direction as the toes, and that your tailbone goes straight down toward the ground. So if you find yourself leaning over, see if you can sit up tall with the shoulders on top of your hips, letting the knees come down just as far as feels good to you. You can keep both hands on the chair. You can bring one arm up or both arms up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you open your chest, and then exhale, round in. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open up wide. You can release the arms down. Press yourself right back up to standing. Good. Let's stay over to the right side of the chair. So you've always got the support of the chair there. Keep your left foot planted and take your right foot in front of the left foot. You can go all the way to where you've got heel to toe, or you can keep your front foot separated a little bit if that feels better to you. You can stay holding onto the chair or let go, either way. To start with though, shift the weight forward into the front foot, like you're about to take a step forward, and then shift it back into the back foot so you feel all the weight back like you could step backwards. Then find center. So you've got weight evenly distributed between the front foot and the back foot, lengthening up through the crown of the head. You could let go of the chair. You could hold onto the chair. You could close your eyes. You could do both. Whatever feels right for you to challenge your balance safely today, so that you can feel that shaking and quivering down in the feet to keep you balanced. So that's it. Take a nice deep breath in and a deep exhale. You can let the eyes open up if you closed them, and then just step your foot back. And we'll switch, taking the left foot in front of the right foot. And again, you can go heel to toe, or you can have them separated. If it's too much of a challenge to be heel to toe, then just separate the feet a little bit. Shift the weight forward into the front foot. Shift it back into the back foot. And then find center. This is where we want to be. Center of gravity right in between the feet. And then you could choose holding onto the chair, letting go, maybe holding on and closing the eyes, or anything in between, and then just starting to notice the shaking and quivering that happens in the feet to keep you balanced. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Take a breath in. And then you can open up the eyes and step the feet back. Keep your left foot planted. We'll take tree pose. Turn your right knee out to the side. Toes can stay on the ground, or you can pick that foot up. It could go high or low, above or below the knee. Just be careful not to press on the knee. Notice if your hip sticks out to the side. Hug that hip in. Keep the pelvis level. You could bring one hand to your heart. You could reach that hand toward the sky. You could keep this hand on the chair, or you could bring it to your heart. There's lots of options here. You could find stillness, or maybe you feel a little wind going through your tree branches today. Whatever feels the best to you, you can take that option today. But again, just challenging the balance. Breathing in and out through the nose. I am grounded. Take a nice deep breath in. And a deep exhale. Again, take a deep breath in. And a deep exhale. You can bring your hands back to your heart and bring that knee in and down. And we'll switch over to the left side of your chair, rooting down through the right foot and turning the left knee out to the side. Again, toes can stay on the ground, or you can pick the foot up. You choose what's best for you on this side. Noticing the thigh bone, hug it in, keep the pelvis level. You can bring your hand to your heart. You could reach it up toward the ceiling, toward the sky. Staying right where you are. Maybe this hand lifts, maybe it stays. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. I am loved. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhaling the hands back to your heart. Bring that knee in and all the way down. You can come back and have a seat in your chair. You can scoop forward a little bit in your chair for eagle if you would like to. And so one thing you can do is you can start with the leg, taking your left leg up and over the right leg. You can just cross like this. If that's not comfortable, don't cross your legs at all, and that's fine too. We'll take that left leg and squeeze it in, or maybe you can even hook it around behind if that's comfortable for you. Any of those options work. Reach your arms out in front of you and take your left arm underneath the right arm, crossing at the elbows. You can grab your shoulders, or you could press the back of the hands toward one another, or even bring that left hand closest to your face so that your palms are together. Any of those options work. Wrapping you up in a little knot here for eagle pose, getting a nice stretch across the back of the shoulders. Let your shoulders relax down away from the ears, and if it feels good for you, you can lift your elbows up, bringing your triceps toward parallel to the ground. Squeezing everything together nice and tight. Take a breath in. Exhale, release your arms out to the side. Let them float down. You can release the legs down. Good, and take your right leg up and over the left. You can keep it crossed like this. You can hug it in or wrap it around behind if that feels good. Then take your arms out in front of you, palms up. Take the right arm under the left, grabbing onto the shoulders if you'd like, pressing the back of the hands together, or even bringing the palms together. A nice stretch to the back of the shoulders, keeping your lifting your elbows if you'd like, bringing your triceps toward the floor. Getting a nice stretch there. Take a deep breath in and a deep exhale. And inhale, releasing your arms out wide and uncrossing the legs as you relax your arms down. Then you can scoot back in the chair. Bring your hands together at heart center. You can bring the wrist line so they're in a line with the elbows. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. And then let your fingertips face down toward the ground. Notice if the shoulders went up, pull them back down. And then turn your fingertips to touch the breastbone. Again, notice if the shoulders went up, keep them down. Interlace your fingers and then press the palms away. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Having a nice big stretch. You can lift the chin if it feels good. You can even stick out your tongue. And bringing your head back to level, and then bring your hands down behind your head, pressing your head straight back into the hands. Noticing your chin, keeping it level to the ground. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release your arms down to the side. You can roll through the shoulders and roll them the other way. Well, letting your hands rest in a comfortable position on your legs, let the shoulders pull back. We'll rest into Shavasana. You can let the eyes fall shut or gaze down the nose or the cheekbones. You could also lie on the floor if that feels more comfortable to you, making sure your neck and low back are comfortable. So maybe with the knees bent or something underneath the knees. Just finding this position that feels good and just beginning to feel the support by whatever surface you're on. Noticing the inhales and the exhales, or maybe the sounds that you hear. Just taking these next few moments in silence to be supported by whatever surface you're on and to take in all the benefits of the movements you've done with our time together. Take a nice deep breath in and a deep exhale. You can begin to wiggle your toes and fingers, maybe moving your head from side to side. And bringing some awareness to your body, but just staying soft in your body. And if you're on the floor, you can bring your knees in towards your chest, gently rolling onto your side, pausing in the fetal position for a moment, pressing yourself up to a seated position as you're ready. And drawing your hands together at heart center when you're ready. Letting your head bow to your heart. Just taking a moment to check in and notice how you are now, how your internal weather system is now. Noticing if there's any shifts or changes from the beginning till now. Connecting back with the intention that you started with. And you can draw your thumbs together between your brow, taking a moment to give gratitude to yourself for practicing, for this body you have to practice with. And drawing your hands back to heart center. Thank you for joining me in this practice today. I hope that you can feel the benefits of your yoga practice as you go about your day. I'll close with the word namaste, meaning the love and light in me honors and sees the love and light in you. Namaste.